Okay, so today we're still learning how to solve linear systems by elimination, but now we're in a unusual situation because we still need to find the inverse, and we have to have an inverse so that one of my variables eliminates so that I can begin solving this problem. But here's the problem with number 7. And by the way, I wrote those plus signs in there because there's this black line that's showing up on all my scans, and I haven't fixed it yet. So there's a weird situation because we have to make sure there's an inverse. We have to make sure that we can have again, it's the same number, same variable, but one's positive and one is negative. So what we need to do is we need to change the problem so that we can have an inverse. Now, here's the kind of the cool thing though. We get to choose which variable you want to eliminate. So do you want to get rid of, so I have 6x, I have 2x, and I have 8y and 4y. Do you want to get rid of x or y? Let's choose x, okay? So I want to get rid of x. So if the top x is 6x, wouldn't it be perfect if this bottom one was negative 6x, right? Because aren't 6x and negative 6x inverses? So how do I make 2x a negative 6x? So 2 times what gives me negative 6? Well, the answer to that, so 2 times negative 3 gives me negative 6, right? Negative 3 times 2 gives me negative 6. So I need to multiply the bottom equation, not just the x part, but everything by negative 3. Okay? So if I distribute the 3, and again, the whole reason I'm doing this is I need to eliminate the variable x. And I do that because I have to have, if I have a positive 6x on top, I got to have a negative 6x on the bottom. So let's multiply by negative 3. And we are going to, so the top doesn't change. So 6x plus 8y equals 6. On the bottom, though, we're going to have negative 6x minus 12y equals positive 18. Okay? And again, the whole goal of that was because I had to make one of the problems, one of them has to be the inverse, and we have to cancel them out. So I changed the 2x to a negative 6x by multiplying by negative 3. Now that we have my inverse, let's add these together. So 6 plus negative 6 is 0x. 8 plus negative 12 is negative 4y. 6 plus 18 is 24. All right, so 0x is eliminated. And then to get y by itself, we divide by negative 4. And then y equals 24 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 6. So we know what y equals. Y equals negative 6, but I'm not done because now I need to find the x part of my equation. And we're going to plug negative 6. We can plug it into any one of these 4 equations we have. Let's plug it into the top one right here. Okay? So that means I'm going to have 6x plus 8 times negative 6 equals 6. Multiply 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. Then, in order to get x by itself, we have to add 48 to both sides because they're on different sides, so plus 48. And 6x equals 54. Final step, divide by 6. And x equals 9. So, I know x equals 9, y equals negative 6. So remember, when we have a system, I have to write my final answer as an ordered pair, meaning my answer is going to be 9, comma, negative 6. All right, so the tricky part was that first part at the very, very beginning. Okay, let's go back to that. So we had to realize that if we're going to get rid of x, we have to make the bottom equation the inverse of positive 6x, which is negative 6x. And to do that, we had to multiply the bottom equation by negative 3. Now, we could have chose to get rid of the y's if you wanted to. And again, it wouldn't change the answer, but it would change the way we do the problem. So again, you can choose whichever way you want. And in fact, you know what? Let's go ahead. I'll show you if we get rid of y first, we're going to get the same answer. So y, so the answer is 9 comma negative 6. So we'll see if we get that if we do it again. Okay? So here we go. If we chose to get rid of y, again, these are positive signs here, positive, okay? How do I get rid of 8? How do I get rid of the y? So I have 8y on top, 4y on the bottom. Wouldn't that be perfect? I could change 4y to 8y, okay? So I'd have to multiply this by 2 to make 8y, but I have to make them opposite. So that really means not only do I have to multiply by 2, I should multiply by negative 2, okay? So if I multiply the bottom equation by negative 2, again, the top equation doesn't change. 6x plus 8y equals 6. On the bottom, we have negative 4x minus 8y equals positive 12. And again, the goal is that we needed to make it the inverse. And I did that, so it's positive and negative 8y, perfect. Now we can add these equations together. 6 plus 4 is 2x. We're going to have 0y, and 6 plus 12 is 18. And again, y is eliminated. We divide by 2. And x equals 9. Okay, so far so good for my ordered pair, right? It was 9 comma negative 6. So x equals 9. We plug in 9. And again, we can plug it in anywhere we want. Let's go ahead and plug it into the top equation over here. But it's x, so we got to plug it in over here. All right, so x times 9 plus 8y equals 6. 6 times 9 is 54 plus 8y equals 6. Subtract 54. 8y equals, let's see, that's going to be 48. But it's going to be negative 48. Divide by 8 on both sides. And we're going to get y equals negative 6. So, again, even though we did it a different way, we got the same answer, 9 comma negative 6. Okay, so you got to, the whole premise of this is that you have to find the inverse, and rather than just multiplying by negative 1, you have to multiply by something that's going to make an inverse of one of the equations. So, that's how you do it.